Okay, so we're an hour late to this estate sale here. So who knows what's still here, but we're gonna check. And I brought the IKEA bag just in case.
Mountain Man.
Treasures.
I can't dish her on Monday or Friday and Saturday. Sunday's at 5.
$40 though. Let's look at it. They missed that one. Oscar's a winner. Are you coming out? I'll get out of your way.
Yeah, I am. My grandson's behind the door.
Oh no. Well, I don't want to push it then.
Yeah.
Or do I? You tell me.
Go ahead, push it.
And hiding back here. That might be a winner. I gotta see if it works. Looks like there was a bull's hat in the end. Somebody beat me to it. That's a bummer. Didn't get a ton of video, got some video. Some of the rooms got real small and it was a little close quarters, so didn't get a ton in there, but we got some cool stuff. Paid up for a little bit, but we also had some nice scores. Let's get home and we'll take a look. Hey guys, it's actually, I think 2 days later. We're back. I've got the stuff on the table back here. Let's look at it and I'll show you what we picked up. So you can see first in my list here, the Sony Walkman, the ESP Max, the DE350. This not a super high-end Sony Walkman. This is pretty basic, but bundled with the rest of the stuff, it made sense. So it will sell. So I picked that one up. I'll put the comps right up here, but we'll get a few bucks out of that one. All of this stuff, or most all of this, I have listed. So this is my comp for this one. The safety spool, this back from like the 80s, right? Yeah, 1986. And still got the look at it, was $349 in the 80s. And this is high-end stuff. A sold comp of this for, I think it was $17.99 free shipping. So for a couple bucks, I picked up both of them. We actually got this one too. Weirdly, there really aren't any comps that I found quickly for this. I even looked on WorthPoint, didn't really see. There was like one or two. So relatively rare, but also doesn't seem like it's super desirable. But, worth getting anyway. So I did pick that one up. Old Kmart sticker on there. Did pick that one up and list that one from the early 90s. This guy, pretty good. Vintage Whammo Frisbee. This does have a sold comp. It was a best offer that they took, and they had it listed at like $22 plus shipping, and they took a best offer. There's none just like this out there. So I think I have it listed about 25 bucks. You can see the comp there. So these old Frisbees can and do sell. So that was a nice pickup. Paid up for that one. I think that one was like $8. We paid $85 for everything. So, we're still definitely going to make money. Paid up a little bit, but such a cool piece. Wanted to pick that up. She actually threw these in for free at the end because they were $1 a piece, the cassettes. Couldn't really find much that was any good in there, but she added everything up and then was like, we'll just throw these in the bag. So that's great because this is a new and sealed. It ought to sell for about $5-6 plus shipping. So, that nice little blank media there. And this one, very early Stones, Let It Bleed. Relatively rare cassette. And this is actually really clean. So this is going to do well. I think this is going to do about 20 bucks, maybe 25. So we ought to get at least $20 out of this, and she threw that in for free. So $25 to $30 free right there. I like that. The Big Bird talking alarm clock. Now, guys, this is a bolo, but this isn't the entire thing. This originally came wrapped around his neck. There was a cord and a green key. I'll put a picture up so you can see what it looks like if it has the key. That is a piece that you never find with this thing. It's always lost.
Vince Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer. Volga Sildro, our Lord of the Cebulia. Are you the gatekeeper?
Also on the bottom, the battery cover is missing. Often those are missing as well. They'll still sell without it. I mean, it's a bummer. Obviously, it hurts the value. I think I paid $15 for this, and it's certainly paid up. You can see the clock's working there. I got a battery, put it in there, and it does work. It definitely paid up at $15 for this. If it had the key, it would sell for, like, believe it or not, guys, like $150, $160 for this clock. It's incredible if you have the key. This one does not have the key. It works perfectly. The front, a lot of times you'll see, is all scratched up. It's very, very clean. So this is a great example of this clock. I just don't have the green key. It'll still sell, I think, for around $60 or $65. So we don't make much, but it's just such a neat piece. I had to pick it up. Sometimes I like picking up things just to have cool stuff in the store and to own cool stuff for a little bit. So I did pick that up. We're going to make a little bit on it, but it more than doubles in value if you can find that green key. So keep an eye out for this thing. 100% bolo. It'll sell very quickly if it's complete. Now, this guy is the big spender of the day. You can see in the video there, it was on a table with like old games and stuff. And then it had the manual and cord on the top of it. So I think people just didn't see it or didn't realize what it was because I was there late and the manual is still on top. I think people just didn't even look at it. And they glanced and they saw down here a $50 price tag, and that's it. They just moved on. Get that goo off there. This, you guys, is pretty high-end. The BR1180. It's actually a BR1180 CD. It just doesn't have that on there. Underneath, when you look at the code, it does have it on there because this has a CD drive. It's got, you can see right there, a CDR-RW built in. So down there, this is a mixer. And I plugged it in. It comes with the power cord, the mic cord, and the manual. And it works as far as I can tell. I would be shocked if this thing didn't work in its entirety. So I do offer, 100% money back if the thing doesn't work on my stuff. So they can send it back if it doesn't work, and we will refund them. But I am positive that this thing is going to go out working. And this will sell. It's relatively rare. It may take a little while. You got to find that right person, but it's going to sell for about $200, I think. So it was worth paying $50. Again, a really cool item, relatively rare item, and it came with the manual. And that's what sets this one apart, is that it's got the original manual. So we paid $50 for it, but we ought to get probably around $200. These will sell broken for about $100. So we could make money even if this thing didn't even turn on, but it does, and it works. The other thing that we picked up there, the first thing that we picked up actually there in the garage, was that big old Oscar cooler. Now that thing is selling right now. There are comps and good sell-through rate because people love that thing. So right now, when people aren't really using coolers, that thing is selling for $45, $50 plus shipping. We got it for $5, remember? So what I'm going to do is hang on to that for 2 months, something like that. I mean, I could list it and price it high and wait, but I got other stuff I can list. So I'm just going to put it in my pile. I'm going to wait until it is the very front end of summer. And then we're going to list that thing and we're going to get even more. So keep an eye out for those old Oscar coolers. That's what I got for you today, guys. I sure appreciate you hanging out with me for a quick little estate sale haul. Thanks to everybody who's jumped over the bidding on the Enema Man is up to like $75, $76 already. Thank you guys so much. All money that we raise on that auction going to fund a charity. You can watch. I'll link the video up here if you want to learn about Love Justice International. We actually have another charity thing coming up. I'm going to announce that tomorrow. On tomorrow's video, we're going to make sure that we get out a video for Tuesday. We'll take a look at some of the stuff that has sold in the last few days. It was a pretty slow weekend, so it shouldn't be a very long video. Slow sales continuing, but there is something else that we're going to raise money for that's really cool, and we're helping out another reseller do that. So stay tuned to tomorrow's video. We'll let you know how you can help out with that thing as well. So for now, we're going to cut this thing off, guys. I sure appreciate you. We'll see you next time.